Keurig Green Mountain is the reigning king of single-serve coffee. Its K-Cup machines and disposable coffee pods hugely popular in recent years as consumers seek a quick fix for their morning cup. Now, a Canadian firm called Club Coffee is suing Keurig for $600 million. John Pigott, the CEO of Club Coffee, we talked earlier and I asked him why his company decided to sue.
Very simply, Club Coffee sued Keurig to defend the principle of open market competition. Because competition is really good for the consumer. It delivers for more variety. More variety means better value. And it also stimulates innovation, and that's the fun part. Because all of us are trying to give something better to the consumer so they'll buy more of our product. So we're just taking a stand here. There needs to be competition in this marketplace. Someone used to have a monopoly, and they don't anymore.
What is Keurig doing that you would say is behaving in anti-competitive ways?
They're doing a lot of things. They've crossed the line on the Competition Act. They've crossed the line on the Trademark Act. They've crossed the line on the Consumer Protection Act. And we just said enough's enough. We're going to take a stand and say, you know what? When you've got a dominant market share, you have to behave in a certain way, and you should behave that way in Canada.
So for people that don't know, a lot of Canadians do because you've got a big market share. What does Club Coffee do? What's your role in the market?
We manufacture coffee pods for 50-odd brands across North America, but we make hundreds of millions of them a year. So we're a significant player in here, and we took some market share from the big guy, and he isn't very happy with us.
And the reason somebody would buy pods from you instead of the manufacturer Keurig?
Well, we think it tastes better, but also we try to provide the consumer with value. We've done it with variety, and our pods have a significant less plastic in them. And we will come up with the innovation now that we're going to have the first global 100% compostable pod for a K-Cup machine later this year.
Which has been one of the big issues, the recyclable problem with all of these little pods. Keurig is doing something that many a business does, and that is sells something that it then sort of services or sells components to later. It's the classic example is
making money in the consumable.
That's right. So the printer,
printer cartridge, razor blades. It's a well-known model.
So what are they doing that's wrong or different from that?
Well, you have a monopoly when you first develop something. The patent protects you for a certain period of time, but when a patent expires, then the market needs to take effect. And that's all we're asking for. Let the market dictate. Let the consumer decide who wins here. Not the guy with the monopoly.
And in what way is Keurig keeping you from? If I have a Keurig machine, how can they stop me from buying your pods?
Well, for instance, they've come up with a new machine called a Keurig 2.0, which was designed to block out those of us that don't want to pay them a licensing fee.
How do they do that?
They have an ink in their lid that says, oops, you can't run somebody's pod. And we went, oh, could be difficult.
Yeah.
And one afternoon in Ottawa, we talked to some people who understood this business, and we developed a solution, and guess what it runs? They said to us, guys, this wasn't Star Wars, it's 1980s technology. And now we have our lids that run in the Keurig 2.0. But what it really was a way to try to block out the guys that aren't part of their side. And that is anti-competitive.
And why, if we are running afoul, as you suggest, of the competition laws, where's the Competition Bureau on this?
It's up to them. That's the Commissioner's job, not mine. I'm just flagging it. There's an issue here.
And so, from your point of view, how much of the market does Keurig represent for you in your business?
Well, it's over half our business now in coffee roasting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how the consumer has flocked to this format in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
We can't even keep up with it some days.
And so how are you innovating around this? I mean, obviously, in the case of Keurig, you're trying to make sure that they can't introduce technologies to block you.
So first thing we did was we found a technology that did not violate their patent. And that's how we came to market, and we came to market early. But we knew you had to keep on innovating to stay ahead. And we think the big breakthrough is the compostable pod. There's no question the consumer is uncomfortable with the number of pods that are going to landfill.
We have seen other branded forms of coffee being given in a single serving. Yeah. If they show up in a Keurig machine, do we assume that they have paid this licensing fee to Keurig?
You don't know. And that's the other part. It's very transparent because they have lots of brands that work for them. There's lots of brands that are outside the system as well.
How long does the patent last? How long did Keurig get the market to itself?
Well, the big patent expired in September of 2012. There are other patents for parts of this process, but the core patent expired then in the U.S.
And how long did they have it to themselves?
I believe they had the 17-year.
And so you were ready, you were waiting.
We were ready,
you have a product.
We did our work, we waited, we didn't jump the gun. Amanda, I've been running this company for 28 years. I've never once been in court, never once sued somebody. So this was not I got mad one morning. This was really a stand on principle. It's fundamental the consumer decides their choice now. not my competitor decides what gets to run in the machine.
It is a David and Goliath story.
Absolutely.
We know how that story ended. But
Yeah.
in this case, are you worried about taking on a business of this size that probably has the money to fight you rather than settle?
They're 20 times our size. But you know what? You can't be afraid of that. If you stand on principle, you'll win in the long run. We play for the long term. We've been in business over 100 years, my family, and we've taken stands, and you do the right thing, and I'll let the consumer decide.
All right. We will leave it there. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks. We asked Keurig Green Mountain for a response to the lawsuit. The company told us, we believe this suit is totally without merit and we intend to defend it vigorously. We'll continue to follow it for you. Coming up, Saskatchewan takes a